Hey guys, welcome to an academy. So this is the daily analysis of the Hindu for today. That is the 7th of February 2017, which will be presented to you by me, Dipanshu Singh. If you wish to read more about me and want to know more about me, you can go through this slide and you can click on this link to follow me and to get updates on my courses, on my videos. And please do rate review the course if you think that this course is really beneficial for you in your preparations, and recommend each and every video. So the practice question for today is which state government has launched the Kakatiya Hub for Social Innovation, which is India's first social innovation center. So these are your options. And the answer for yesterday's question is the committee is formed under Dr. H.R. Nagendra, who is the Chancellor of S. West University. This is regarding the Yoga for Diabetes Committee. Now, the national page news. The first page news is regarding the earthquake of 5.8 magnitude, which hit Delhi and the northern parts of India yesterday. So the epicenter was in Rudraprayag in Uttarakhand, and the earthquake was measured at 5.8 on the Richter intensity scale, which rocked the Uttarakhand at 10:33 p.m. yesterday night. So the important thing about this particular news is that you have to link this in context of disaster management, human encroachment, especially in this area of Uttarakhand, and the tourism affecting ecology. So it can have these, earthquakes can trigger landslides and can have an adverse impact on the life of people and the economy of the state. The other is regarding the Green Tribunal. The NGT seeks response of the central government and the Tamil Nadu state on the oil spill. So a bench of the NGT has basically sought a response from the government regarding how they are, tackling this issue of oil pollution due to oil, the water and marine pollution due to this oil spill on the off the coast of Chennai's Ennore area near the Kamarajar port. So this was due to the collision of the merchant vessels of the coast, which had led to the oil spill, and the layer of oil may actually cut off the oxygen supply for the organisms living inside the marine body, and the floating oil can also contaminate the plankton, fish and other marine animals that feed on it, and also therefore can also become contaminated, which can actually lead to bioaccumulation to the higher tropic levels, and and they have carcinogens which can actually cause cancer for humans. So if you want to know more detail about NGT, you can go through this. That was set up under the Act of 2010, and it is a specialized body equipped with the necessary expertise to handle environmental disputes involving multidisciplinary issues. Now, the Chief Minister is seeking a legal sanctity to the package, a special package which is offered for the state of Andhra Pradesh. So he has sought a legal sanctity to the package. There is generally opposition is generally cornering the state government on demand of special category status, because the constitution does not include any provisions for categorization of any state in India as a special category status. But then recognizing it, some regions in the country which were historically disadvantaged, there are certain criteria on which all states can be awarded this special category. Whether hilly terrain, and there are other different criteria. Which was unusually done previously by the National Development Council under the Planning Commission's body. So a number of features of the state which are included are hilly and difficult terrain, low population density or the presence of sizable tribal population, strategic location along international borders, economic and infrastructural backwardness, and non-viable nature of state finances. So there can be a question on prelims regarding the criteria, but then because this has been in news lately, demand of Andhra Pradesh for special category status. And since plan and non-plan expenditure is done away with now, only tax breaks and 90% of the central component in centrally sponsored schemes are only attractive features left. So this category status basically attracts a certain level of private investment from investors. Now, the Supreme Court has cleared plans to verify mobile phone users through the use of Aadhaar. So there was some issue. Obviously, there was a petition in the Supreme Court regarding the central government's plan to make the use of Aadhaar compulsory, and using mobile phone to verify user. But then Supreme Court has approved the government's plan to record the identification detail of mobile subscribers through a KYC, that is know your customer mechanisms, which links to the Aadhaar in a bid to enhance national security and prevent fake users. Now, Japan's mission to clean up space junk misses the mark. This is an important news from related to space exploration. So Basically this device, electrodynamic tether, was being launched by Japan to capture the debris, the floating debris, orbiting the Earth, which can cause damages to the satellites and the space probes. So the over 100 million pieces of garbage were thought to be orbiting the planet, including the cast of equipment from the old satellites, and generally the booster, which are deployed and separated out after the launch of the satellites. They generally hang around and float around as a debris surrounding the Earth. So the JAXA, which is the Japanese Aerospace Exploration Agency, was trying to test an electrodynamic tether, which is with the help of a fishing net company, to slow down the orbiting rubbish and bring it into a lower orbit. So once, if they slowed it down and brought them down to a lower orbit, these would eventually fall and enter the Earth's orbit, and due to the Earth's gravity, they would eventually come under the influence of the Earth's gravity and would fall down, and eventually will burn up due to the increasing friction and the heat before entering into the planet. Now the problems arose because the tether was not able to be released on time into space. So that is why this mission was a failure. Now, important news from environment section: 181 Irrawaddy dolphins have been counted in Odisha census. So as many as 181 dolphins have been sighted, according to a census which was carried out by the State Forest Environment Department on January 28th. And in 2015, survey teams had actually sighted 206 Irrawaddy dolphins. Apart from that, the humpback dolphins and bottlenose dolphins were also spotted, and 5 pantropical spotted dolphins were also sighted. So this marks a significant drop for 2015, where survey team recorded approximately 450 dolphins, and now the number is 181. Now, important piece of information about Irrawaddy dolphin is that it's not a true river dolphin, but it's an oceanic dolphin that lives in brackish water, that is like a mixture of a salt and fresh water, near the coasts of river mouth and in estuaries in South and Southeast Asia. And the IUCN status of this is vulnerable in the red data list. Apart from that, the threats are fishing nets, development projects like construction of dams, tourism, and diseases. Now, another international based news is that Saab is pitching to supply its naval fighter. So Saab is a major defense manufacturer, Swedish defense major, which will actually be participating in Aero India show, this year's 11th edition of Aero India show, which will take place in Yelahanka, Bangalore. So they are competing to supply the Gripen M maritime version of the Sea Gripen aircraft. This was in news because the Navy has rejected the Tejas light combat aircraft due to its single engine capability. So Navy is looking for a carrier-based multi-role fighter aircraft after the naval variant of the indigenous light combat aircraft did not meet its requirement. Now, we covered this news previously, so it's a little bit of follow-up on that news that China recently tested its DF Dongfeng 16 medium ballistic range missile. So, in a rare move, actually, the first time the Liberation Army, which is generally secret about its weapon system, has released a video of the recent exercise of its troop employing the advanced Dongfeng 16 medium range ballistic missile. So this newly formed rocket force has conducted an exercise with the advanced DF-16 medium-range ballistic missile that has a range of 1,000 kilometers, and it is a special contingent to handle range of missiles in its military arsenal. Now, this news also we covered previously in detail with the maps where is the location of the Thengachar Island. So, as I told you previously, that Rohingya refugees are to be located on remote island, that is the Thengachar Island on the island, which is on the Bay of Bengal, about 30,000 hectares in area and more than 37 miles from the mainland. But then it's generally flooded by the Meghna River, and it's not too habitable. The condition actually make it more inhabitable, but then they will be shifted over there. Because of the persecution in the Rakhine state of these ethnic Muslim minorities. Now, the business page news that income tax will not ask questions on deposit up to rupees 2.5 lakh post demonetization. So, using big data analytics, so focus on the keyword big data analytics, which is used by income tax department, has actually segregated different kinds of deposits, and large ones such as those exceeding rupees 1 crore that do not match with the IT returns filed in the previous year will undergo a layer enforcement, and only those accounts that do not match the tax return will be probed. Now, this news regarding WTO's Nairobi ministerial decision. So, India has asked for implementing the WTO's Nairobi ministerial decisions. So, therefore, it will take up the matter, and the process under the WTO's Doha round negotiations before December 2017 ministerial conference in Buenos Aires in Argentina. So India is very clear to understand that the new issues which are including the e-commerce and the investment, cannot be brought into the formal agenda of the WTO legal negotiations on liberalization of global trade without consensus among all the WTO members. So in view of the reluctance of the developed countries to agree to continue the Doha development round post-Nairobi, India negotiated and secured a reaffirmative ministerial decision on public stockholding for food security, that is food security and PDS related issue. So for in-depth analysis on this issue, I have covered this specific topic from today's editorial of the Hindu. So do watch today's editorial summary for an in-depth analysis on this WTO's issue and what is the relevance of WTO in contemporary times. And the other news is that ministries and sector regulators will screen FDI proposals. So the applications of FDI in India under the approval route are considered by the Inter-Ministerial Foreign Investment Promotion Board, which will soon be taken up by the concerned ministries and sector regulators. And 92% of the FDI inflows were through the automatic route. And for the rest of the FDI, about 8%, every department concerned has a framework or a regulator working on it. Now, interesting news as we cover every day. So this is a bit of information which we cover every day, which might be, important for your exam, but then otherwise also it's good to know about them and expand your horizons of your knowledge. So swirling spirals spotted at the North Pole of Mars. So this is basically a polar ice cap, and thick sheet of polar ice cap, thick layer of ice cap has been deposited on the North Pole of the Mars. So this was confirmed by European Space Agency's Mars Express, which has beamed back images that show distinctive dark spiraling troughs on the red planet's north polar ice cap, because approximately 30 to 40% of the carbon dioxide which is present in the atmosphere precipitated on the ice cap, making it a thick layer of polar ice cap. And generally, strong winds are thought to have played an important role in shaping the ice cap over time, which blow from the elevated center towards its lower edges and twisting similar to the way the Coriolis force works on the planet of Earth. And another one particular prominent feature is the canyon, which is a 5-kilometer long, 2-kilometer deep trench that almost cuts the cap into two, also known as the Chashma Borel or Chasma Borel, is thought to be a relatively old feature, forming before the ice dust spiral features and seemingly growing deeper as new ice deposits build up around it. And the ice cap is mainly made up of many individual layers of ice and dust extending to a depth of around 2 kilometers. And this basically presents a valuable record for the nature of how the planet's climate has changed as its tilt and orbit varied over hundreds of thousands of years. So this is important bit of information. Generally, it's very relevant for UPSC prelims examinations, which is generally tilted in favor of asking questions related to space explorations or space bodies or new developments and discoveries in space exploration. So this is it for today's video, guys. I hope you liked the video. Do rate and review the course and share it among your friends. Do spread out the word. So till next video, I hope you have a good day. Thank you so much.